Hello and welcome to Talk Soup, a weekly podcast from Selma City Schools where you will hear information regarding our schools, the district, and the community at large. And now, our host, Dr. Avis Williams.
And hello, welcome back to Talk Soup. I'm Dr. Williams, your superintendent for Selma City Schools.
And I'm Courtney Washington, the Community Engagement Specialist for Selma City Schools.
And I am Ms. Thrash, principal of The Clark.
The Clark.
The.
Absolutely.
Did you have something to say?
Well, yes, I did. So, Ms. Thrash, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So excited to have you here. So we've been featuring our principals for the last few episodes, and so here we are with you. So each week we start off by telling our why, telling our audience why we do what we do and why we love what we do and what inspires us to continue on. So share with our audience your why.
I was actually having a conversation with some students today and just kind of talking to them about how the future is and how you have to be able to compete. Mm-hmm. And so my why is basically, it focuses on, or is mainly, I want to make sure that they're prepared. Mm-hmm. Being able to compete, the world is so complicated, mm-hmm. and it's requiring more and more skills.
Mm-hmm. And it changes quickly too.
Absolutely, because the librarian and I were having a discussion about Palm Pilots.
What are those?
Do you remember that?
Right,
she probably really doesn't know.
And I remember having a Palm Pilot, but now no one uses a Palm Pilot. So that's just how quickly it changes. So, but I want them to be able to compete and be confident about it and know that they can, not just in Selma, but to go beyond.
Absolutely.
So every day I wake up, I want to make sure, and I go into the trenches to make sure that they are prepared.
They're
so
globally competitive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that is my why.
I love it.
You.
I love it. You know, which that kind of leads us into talking about your academy also.
Right.
Because when I think about the work that you all are about to launch with your academy, and for our listeners and viewers, me too, very excited. All of our elementary schools are forming academic excellence. Academies of academic excellence. And the whole point is just for us to really, really take a close look at how we're doing elementary education.
Right.
Because we do want our scholars to have many opportunities to be successful,
yes.
And to be competitive in our global society. Mm-hmm. So tell us about the Academic Academy at The Clark.
Well, at The Clark, we've kind of already started some of the work,
Mm-hmm.
but our academy is collaborating for social justice. Mm-hmm. And when I was asked to take on social justice, I was like, okay, I'm up for a challenge, but what is it?
Right.
So I had to kind of, after I did the research, I was really excited because it's definitely what we want, not only our students, but all students to be able to do. Mm-hmm. And that's be able to empathize with people who are different from you.
Yes.
And also and understand what's my place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What's my place in my community? Mm-hmm. Because as children, they don't think that they have a place.
Right.
They don't think their needs can be met. So we want to definitely, our academy will focus on promoting leadership in students.
Okay.
And getting them connected with our city government,
Mm-hmm.
our school board, and
civic engagement.
Absolutely going beyond just our community and connecting with legislatures and the senators within our state, and even hopefully even beyond, because I'm hearing a buzz that Senator Terry Sewell wants to she wants to connect with us. So I'm hoping that
we got the Congresswoman involved. That would be awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
We definitely want to connect with her because she is a native of Selma.
Right. Absolutely.
And I want my students to know that Selma is not the end all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can go and make a difference within my community and even in the world.
And beyond, absolutely.
Right.
And but with the rich history here, I do think it's important that our students not only understand where Selma has been, but also the potential that we have here. So I love the part with the civic engagement where they're learning about the structure of government, local and beyond. That's exciting.
So we're building future leaders here.
Absolutely.
Excited.
So that's just one thing that we're going, one focus
Gotcha.
of our social justice collaboration.
Collaborating for social justice. I like that. Have you thought about like a debate team?
I have. that we're going to start the work for that. I'll get the legwork started with the research, and I already have 2 super teachers who have agreed to sponsor our 4th and 5th grade debate team.
Okay.
They're excited. We didn't even know that there was a such thing as an elementary debate team, but I imagine that in order for me to be a high school
Or
debater,
we can create one.
yes, in order for me to be a high school debater, I have to start somewhere.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do. That's one of our major focuses. The work will start next year, where we will engage in professional development for the teachers, because they admitted, I don't know what to do, Ms. Thrash, but I'm on board. And so we're going to be looking at school sites to visit, where not only the teachers can connect with debate leaders or debate teachers, but also have the students to go on field trips where they actually can see it up close and personal.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I could definitely see where social justice would lend itself to some field trips. And I think about the Equal Justice Initiative, and learning where, again, about the past, but where that places us now, based on our history as a nation and as a city.
And be able to just research issues, and definitely issues that directly impact them, and to have a discussion about it and see, okay, where can I fit in? How can I change some things, and how can I contribute to it?
Right. That could even be project-based learning,
right?
Where they find a problem within our city or within our state, and look at through the lens of social justice. How do we impact our community in a positive way?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you thought about any partnerships that you either have and need to extend, or some that you might need?
Well, right now we are going to partner with the Rotary Club.
Okay.
Definitely want to partner with our local school board and our city government.
Good.
But even within the community, want to be able to make a difference and give back and offer our services, because that's one major focus of social justice, being able to give services and receive services.
I wonder how they can help with the Get Out to Vote campaigns.
Absolutely.
Because, this will be an election season coming up.
Absolutely. So I'm hoping to partner with some of the local sororities and fraternities and have them connect with the students and see how can my students fit in assisting with the Get Out to Vote campaign.
Gotcha. Oh, that sounds great. Well, we are super excited about collaborating for social justice at the Clark.
Absolutely.
And definitely we'll work on making sure you've got some strong partnerships within city government and with our national government officials as well, because I definitely think Congresswoman Sewell's office will be all over it.
Yes.
And if there's anyone out there who would like to financially contribute, because some of the field trips will require funds, and in order for our students to participate, we need those funds. So please contribute to the Clark and their future.
Well said.
I know, I couldn't say anything.
Bam.
I had a spiel, but I like yours better.
Well, we appreciate you being with us, and definitely look forward to learning more about the Social Justice Academy. Are you starting it this fall?
We are.
Okay.
We are starting some parts of it. We're going to definitely get the teachers, the facilitators for the debate team, get them trained, get the students trained, and get them understanding what it is to formulate a debate team.
Gotcha.
What is it?
Yeah.
And also, we're starting our own student government this year.
Okay, all right. So they can practice what they're learning
Yes.
about. Absolutely. Love it. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Thrash. We
Thank
appreciate
you for
you
having me.
and look forward to hearing more. We'll be right back. And we are back. Welcome back to Talk Soup.
Hi.
And as always, we have a special guest. And our special guest is Carla Carter. She's an 11th grader at Selma High School. Now, Carla is joining us because I got a little rumor.
Okay.
The street committee said, what? Yeah. So the street committee, this is what I hear on the street, that our kids do not care about their education. That our scholars, our students, our babies, as I sometimes call them, do not care about our education. And I know that's not true. I've got proof right here that it's absolutely not true. And if you come to any of our school board meetings, you'll see that it's not true, because we reward and award many of our scholars at every board meeting for the wonderful things that they're doing, for the excellence that they're exhibiting as it relates to academics.
A lot of excellence.
A lot of excellence. And Carla is a member of a group called DECA.
Hey.
Hey, Carla.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Okay, so what I learned today from Carla is that DECA is an acronym, but they don't really go by that acronym. It used to stand for what?
It used to stand for Distributed Educational Clubs of America, but now it stands for Emerging Leaders and Entrepreneurs of Marketing, Finance, Hospitality, and Management.
Ooh, that's a
heard it.
lot. That's a lot. And so you've worked with the restaurant and food service management piece of DECA.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about that because you guys won an award, right?
Yes, ma'am. In February, well, that's when we had to go to compete in February.
Okay.
But before then, I was studying and practicing with Ms. Lane and Coach Lane now and some more students after school. We used to practice to make sure that we was ready. So when we go to competition in February in Birmingham, that we were ready.
Okay.
I didn't think that I was gonna win. Well, I had faith that I was gonna win because I was studying more.
Right.
'Cause,
You
like,
were prepared.
Yes, ma'am. My 10th grade year, I had got in DECA. It was my first year. I didn't win. I practiced, but I didn't win. But my 11th grade year, I came back harder and stronger. I studied more. I practiced more. I had got down pat. And then when they called my name and said that I had won, I was shocked. And I was happy though. I was happy because I had said I wanted to win. And I
And you
did.
worked hard for it too,
Right.
didn't you?
Yes, man. I had worked hard, so I was glad that I won.
I like that perseverance.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And so you just recently went to Orlando.
Yes, ma'am. We had to go there because the ones who had won February in Birmingham, they had to go compete again in Orlando, Florida in April.
I gotcha.
So yeah, we had to practice and study more for that one because it was gonna be a lot more students. I mean, a lot more people because that one was worldwide. It was the one from in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the one for like the people that's in like the city, not
Local,
the city,
more
yeah,
local. Mhm.
But the one for in Orlando, Florida, it was more
It was
outstate.
big,
And
wasn't
it
it?
had, yes, ma'am, it
Yeah.
was actually had way more like children from, cause when we was there, we had to like, they gave us pins so we could trade pins.
Oh,
It was
okay.
children from all around the world, like China.
Oh, not just in the U.S. It was
No.
international.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
they had
Nice.
children from China, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, all that type of
Oh,
stuff. They
wow.
had like, yes, I
Yeah,
had
an awesome experience.
Yes, I had got to meet a Puerto Rican. I always said I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun because I had got the chance to meet more diverse people.
Yeah.
Like not just like people in Selma and Florida. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine.
So we got to meet more people from all the way. They had like this one girl I had met. She said she's from Maine. It had to, yeah. She said it took them a long time
To get there. They
I
took a bus
bet.
there?
They fly.
Oh, okay, they did fly. Okay.
They had-
Wow.
they
But that is a
had-
long flight from Maine to Florida.
Yeah.
It's a long
Yeah,
flight.
she said that they had to. Took them a long time to get there.
Wow. So can you confirm then that students at Selma High School do care about their education?
Yes, I know. It's especially some of my friends. Because, like, I don't know about other children, but me, I care about my education. Because I
Yes.
want to be something in life. I always say that I want to be something in life because, like, I want to be a registered nurse, but
Okay.
I also want to have something with my name to it, like a restaurant or something. I
Okay.
want to be something.
Entrepreneurial
I know.
skills.
Yeah, I want to have something with my name on it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, when I'm older.
Well, I think you can do it, Carla. I
Thank you.
absolutely do. We appreciate you sharing with us, and thank you so much for telling about DECA and that experience. And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the accolades that you've won. Now you're just in 11th grade, so you'll be back next year,
Yes,
and we're
ma'am.
looking for even more awards from you then.
Yes, ma'am.
Sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Street Committee, there you have it. We will be right back as we wrap up. And welcome back to our final segment of Talk Soup. And to wrap things up for us today, we have a special guest, Mrs. Ozella Ford, and she is our phenomenal Executive Director for Teaching and Learning.
Hello.
And you know, when I think about passionate educators, you absolutely come to mind. And so with all that you've been doing in terms of the professional learning, getting our instructional framework, educator effectiveness, can you share with us your why? What motivates you and makes you and keeps you so passionate about this work?
And I know this is going to sound textbookish, somewhat sort of kind of, but my why is the single idea that all students are deserving as well as entitled to a quality and equitable education
Right.
in learning environments that are conducive to learning, that are individualized, personalized, as well as all inclusive. I know we have great students in Selma City
Yes,
Schools.
we
have
do. We just had
phenomenal
one here
students
with us today.
in Selma City Schools. So I think it's, I believe that it's incumbent upon us as educators to provide our students with the creativity, innovativeness, as well as the instruction that's going to provide them to be independent as well as critical thinkers.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And so you've been with us for a year in this position now. And before that, she was the principal of SP Kingston, and then she also did an interim stint.
Kingston.
Selma High. But yay, Kingston too. So you've done a little bit of everything. What have you enjoyed most about your role as executive director for teaching and learning?
I've enjoyed, this year has been like a true roller coaster where I've seen and had the opportunity to really just be in all the schools and really learn about the true culture of Selma City Schools, because we all know that it's the schools that really make up the culture, because that's where our students are. And so the great thing, and I guess the highlight for teaching and learning this year, is the opportunity that we've had to provide that reoccurring professional development each month, where we're really looking at, we're strategically planning activities that are going to, of course, promote growth, but as well as build leadership capacity and instructional capacity.
And I
in
love
our
how
schools.
you've had the guidance counselors present, the reading specialists present, and principals been involved with parts of the professional learning.
And you know how in a lot of cases where you're, what it is that you're doing, it really doesn't hit you, the impact of it doesn't hit you until afterwards. And I think when we have been doing the work with the reading specialists, of course, bringing our principals as well as our district office administrators in, but it was when our counselors came on board and were able to really kind of like merge everything that we're doing, especially like the piece on self-care.
That was a really good PD session.
Yes, and where we're really looking at really developing the whole child at that point, because we had discussed and had pretty much planned professional development for, I mean, everything that you could really, on every strategy that you could really think of as to how to improve student achievement. But when you start looking at the whole child, you have to, discuss social emotional learning. You have to discuss mental health and really be prepared to address any of our students' needs wherever they are.
And as we move forward, that social-emotional learning piece is going to be even more of a focus. I know we're currently working on a framework for social-emotional learning. We've had a task force working on bullying prevention. Yeah, great work. And we just had an amazing literacy festival a couple of weeks ago. How fun was that?
You all, that blew my mind. The activities, the students, seeing the smiles on our students' faces.
We just want to make it bigger next year,
we're
right?
going to have a Ferris wheel. We're going to have this South Alabama fair to be a part of.
This might be a time to talk about business partners. Because I agree with you, but in order to do that, we're definitely going to need to engage some of our business partners. Do you have a shout out for us today?
Yes, I do. Let me bring it out before I open it and eat it. I wanted to shout out G Mama's Cookies. They are one of the sponsors for our Aim for Excellence Awards. And our Aim for Excellence Awards are given to individuals throughout the district that we see on the spot that we deem doing excellence. And one of the gifts that they received, in addition to a handwritten note from Dr. Williams, is one of these in G Mama's, and this is my favorite.
What's the chocolate chip with pecans? Okay.
So thank you, G Mamas, for your support at Selma City Schools.
And speaking of Aim for Excellence, I see you're rocking our Aim for Excellence 5K
Yes,
t-shirt.
I am from last year. This year's t-shirt is going to be a different color, but this is the one from last year. And by the way, if you have not already registered, please go to our website. There, you can click on the link to register from there. We have a virtual run option, so if you just happen to be out of town the day of the race, August 3rd, you can't be out of town.
Only if you're out of town. Okay.
Well,
If you
I
live here
have-
or in the area.
I have registered. Okay, I'm not
Yes,
going to tell which area I registered for which run, but I have registered
Yay.
and donated because it is a worthy cause.
Yeah,
when you look
absolutely.
at the end of the day, all of our fundraisers or any donations that are given to Selma City Schools benefit our students.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. So August, I was going to say April, but August 3rd is our Aim for Excellence 5K
Yes.
and 1 mile fun run and some other exciting back to school activities
Yes.
that we'll be sharing before we wrap up for
Right.
our season.
We're working
Yes.
on having the uniform drive the same day as well. So yeah.
All right. Ms. Ford, thank you so much for joining us and for your
Thank
work.
you.
I'm so excited about what next year has to offer us.
We're going to really kick off next year with our summer learning program.
Yeah.
We're going to start planning for next year by preparing our students for enrichment as well as exploratory activities during the summer so that when we return, students will have gotten an opportunity to either be a part of the enrichment program or be a part of our online platform in which they'll be able to continue their learning because, again, in Selma City Schools, we're intentional about making certain that we're meeting the needs of all of our students and by offering the summer program at SAIL.
Okay, that's
We'll be
exciting.
able to really expose students to multiple opportunities.
All right, and that information will be on all of our social media sites, and we're on social media where?
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as YouTube. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube page to watch Talk Soup, please do so.
And we appreciate you joining us, and thank you, Ms. Ford, for
you.
again for your excellent work and also for sharing with our listeners and viewers. And next week, and I guess probably for the next couple of weeks, we are going to be celebrating our graduates because it's almost that time. I think we've got just 2 more episodes before we wrap up this season. We appreciate you joining us. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.